how to choose your repertoire. Choosing the right pieces is key in ensuring success in your pianistic endeavors. But before we go and look into that, what does a good repertoire look like? Well, in my opinion, a good rep is varied, represents your technical abilities and your musical taste, and can be seen as an extension of the pianist. Now, these are all quite vague terms, and I will not explain them in this video. I might make another video. We'll see. As I already stated, the contents of your rep can play a major role in determining the success of your pianistic endeavors. So there's mainly two ways that you're going to go about choosing the pieces for your rep. And that depends on if you have a teacher or not. If you are fortunate enough to have a teacher, that person will most likely be the one who decides if you do take a piece or not. But with clever use of communication, you can tell the teacher what you want to play and what you like. Now, if it's not a bad teacher, they will not force you to take pieces that you do not want and that you've told them that you do not want to play. You have the right to refuse the pieces that your teacher offers to you, and I encourage you to do so. In the past, I was not so courageous, and I accepted everything that my teacher gave to me, and that resulted in a lot of unpleasant practice hours. Definitely not something I would recommend. Though I did just say that you should refuse the pieces that your teacher gives to you if you don't like them, I'd like to tell you to be quite open-minded, as you might find something that you did not like before, but after playing it, you grow to like it quite a bit. That happened to me when my teacher gave me Bartók's Allegro Barbaro. I don't know how to say that. At first, I didn't really like it. Like, it was quite percussive and intense. It was show-offy. It was for a competition. So I decided, why not? I'll take it. But now, after playing it, yeah, I do quite like it. I don't like any other of Bartók's music, still, but at least I like that piece. There have been many other instances of this happening to myself and most likely many other people. I've also found many pieces that I've never heard of before until my teacher gave them to me. Actually, many composers that I've never heard of before. And now I quite like many of those composers. So I do encourage you to be quite open-minded. But at the same time, do not be afraid to reject the pieces that your teacher gives to you. Also, you can bring pieces to your teacher. You can tell them what you want to play, and they will tell you whether or not you will. Now, don't be scared. The teacher will not laugh at you or spank you, provided it's a good teacher, if you bring them a piece that is way above your technical level. In the past, I was scared to bring pieces to my teacher because I imagined they'd think lowly of me because of the immense technical challenges of the pieces. Now, if you do not have a teacher, or you're like me, your teacher is on summer break, you have to choose pieces yourself, then don't worry, I'll tell you what to do. Also, this advice will be relevant to choosing a piece with your teacher. Just keep that in mind. So the number one thing I want affecting your repertoire is if you like it or not, or rather how much you like it. Because if you don't like the piece, then what point is there playing it? You probably won't provide a very satisfying interpretation of it. You will not have fun practicing it, and time is limited on this planet. So why would you spend it practicing something that you don't like? Even worse, you hate. I've done that before, and it's not something I recommend. Now, after you've found a piece that you like and you want to play, consider the technical challenges. Now, I recommend not to shy away from difficulty all too much. Of course, there's the limits. If you've been playing for only a year, I don't recommend you starting any of the Liszt Transcendental Etudes or Chopin Ballades. Those are technically very challenging, and musically as well, but technically very challenging, even if you may like them a lot. But I don't think one should be scared of hard pieces, because it's those hard pieces that really do improve your technique quite a bit, provided you do learn them well. The other thing I want you to base your rep choices on is for what occasion is this piece going to go to. If you're going to just go perform it somewhere, maybe in the future, maybe now, then I don't know, anything goes. I wouldn't be choosing some really technical like Choni etude or something, because that's just really lame. But if it's going for something like a competition, then I think your repertoire choices, you do have to kind of limit yourself on what you choose. For example, if you were going to some, let's say, the Van Cliburn competition, I don't think you should be really picking a lot of Chopin mazurkas there. You certainly can. I don't know why you couldn't. But if you like a lot of them, I don't think you should be picking a ton of them. There would be other pieces better suited for that kind of environment. Now, if I was going to the Chopin competition instead, I'd be choosing those little Chopin works, such as the mazurkas, the waltzes, and the nocturnes, and whatnot, and much less of the big competition warhorse works, such as Gaspard de la Nuit from Ravel, or one of the Prokofiev war sonatas, for example. Or maybe the piece that you're choosing is just purely to improve your technical levels. In that case, I would reconsider the Czerny etude. Now I'm going to have to backtrack on my words and say that sometimes you do have to play works that you don't particularly like. For example, the Czerny etudes, they can be great. Or if you don't like a particular Chopin etude, it still could be worth playing. For example, the Sixth etude, it could be still worth playing even if you don't like it very much. Now, you don't have to perform it anywhere, no, you don't. But you should still play it just to improve your technique. But it's much more common to not have to do that than to have to choose pieces purely based on the gains you'll get from them, if you know what I'm talking about. And finally, be honest with yourself. If the piece you're currently playing that you chose, it's too hard, be it with a teacher or without, just give up on it. Well, not give up, rather drop it, and be very honest to yourself. If you know it's too hard, just drop it for a later date, because it's not worth just banging your head against a wall till it breaks, because it will not break for a very long time. My teacher once said something quite wise, and it has stuck with me for quite a while. Yeah. It's much easier to climb a ladder with evenly spaced steps than when they're too large or too small. So if you're choosing repertoire that is really hard compared to what you play right now. The steps are going to be really big. It's going to be hard to climb it. And if you choose easy pieces, like marginally more difficult, constantly over and over, staying kind of at the same level, it's going to be also quite hard to climb it.